Hi guys, it's Sam. I just wanted to jump on and share with you my first ever completed Daisy Dori for August. I shared with you the setup at the start of the month, so I hope you've seen that. If not, you'll be able to find it in my videos. But I've completed the full month, so I thought I'd just jump on and show you how it actually turned out. And I love it. It's so fat and chunky, and I managed to use up all of the kit pretty much, so I'm impressed. And now I can start on the September one, which is just gorgeous. I can't wait to dive into that. So I think I'll start by showing you what I've actually got left of the kit, which I'm dead impressed with myself. I've got some bits that I expected to have left. So I've got some of the post-its left and sticky notes, and obviously tons of the washi because you get loads of that. So I'm quite happy with that, that's fine. And then I've also got, from the main kit, I've just got 3 pieces of paper left. That's it. So that, again, I'm impressed with myself. And then the only things from the planner add-on kit that I've got left, sorry, not the planner add-on, the dashboards add-on. I've used everything up from the planner add-on apart from one of the washies. From the dashboards, I haven't used any of the larger ones because I don't like cutting them down, but I've used all of the smaller ones except 2. So I've used everything except 2. So that's it. That's all I've got left from the main kit, the planner add-on kit, and the acetate kit, and the dashboards. So I'm quite impressed with myself. I've managed to use everything up. I've got a couple of tiny scraps. There you go, that's it. So a couple of teeny tiny scraps. So I can't decide actually what to do. I might use the spare papers. I'm thinking of, obviously the big, sorry, not the papers, the big dashboards, I'm gonna have those spare every month because I'm not gonna use those. So I'm thinking of maybe just doing like a junk journal or something with them and using the little scraps and bits of notes, post-it notes and things. So I think I'll maybe just collect them up for a few months and then do something with them. So that's everything I've got left. So I was impressed with myself. This is the most, I'm going to show you these because this is the best feeling in the world. These are the sticker sheets. Empty, 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 empty. Every single one gone. And I used all of the die cuts as well, so they can all go in the bin. Because I really didn't want to put them in my stash. They're gorgeous, but they're sunflowery and they fit this kit and they're not going to match the other stuff that I've got. So I really wanted to use them up, and I have every single one from the planner kit and the planner add-on. So there's a little crafty win for me this month. So there we go. So now I'll jump into the Dori. Sorry, keeping you waiting and jabbering on. Like I said, I shared my setup and I haven't really gone away from that. So it is probably, as you've seen it, it's just full. So you can see it's got everything jam-packed in it. So I'll start from the beginning. So at the beginning of the month, I made this little envelope and cut it in half. If you've seen my setup video, you'll have seen that I was using that as a bookmark. My journal's now a little bit fat to fit it on. It will just about go on a corner, but it is getting a bit fat and chunky and it wants to pop off. So I found it really useful whilst I was working in this during the month to keep my page, but now that it's complete, I thought I'll just pop it on the inside there and then it's out of the way. The first page I used as a kind of word of the day. So just to give me an overview of the month and just how I was feeling or what was happening. So there's some, you know, motivated or lucky, relaxed, poorly. I was ill a little bit this month. So it's just kind of a quick overview. It's just a bit of fun. I don't really use the month at a glance that small. So I just wanted to do something fun. So that's what I did with that. And obviously tons of decorations and stickers and puffy hearts and things. And then I did a currently page, so what I was reading and playing and watching, and the list, I just went on Pinterest and Googled currently lists, and there was hundreds of them, so I just picked different starting points, if you like, that I felt that I wanted to use, pretty much. So there are some that I might not use next month, because there are things that really don't change month to month, and there were some that I found quite difficult, like the smelling on this list. Which, I mean, to be fair, I had some new air freshener that I really liked, so I put that in, but I don't think I need to do that every month. So there's just random things there, and things like what I'm watching on TV, which I tend to watch box sets, so it's probably going to be the same next month, so I might do something different. But just a currently list. I just sewed in some acetate from the acetate thing last month as well, so that's just in there as the divider. And then I have my August goals, and I just ticked off which ones I did. I didn't do all of them. There's some extra bits that I need to finish that I'll just move into next month's. I was supposed to get back into my yoga and meditation in a stronger way. I do odd bits now, but I wanted to make a more part of my regular routine, if you like, and I didn't do that this month. And meeting up with some old friends and bits and pieces like that I didn't get around to, so they'll just be moved into September's. And then this first section, I used these gridded pages as just a planner each morning, and the first week I was kind of still getting into doing this, so it's quite empty. But then it started getting busier, so this was just in the morning I'd sit down just whilst I was having my breakfast and just spend 5 or 10 minutes just writing notes of what had to be done that day and appointments and that type of thing. So this second week I've split it day by day. So this last section is the weekend, and on the Friday my other half booked us a surprise trip away, which is dead nice. And when I got to the hotel, you can see that in the hotel room they had a postcard of where we were staying, so I just used that as a tip-in and just sort of sellotape that in just as a little extra page. So that was really good. And then that's the days that we were there, so I managed to get a little weekend in, so I enjoyed doing that. And it obviously used up one of the cards as well from I think that was the planner add-on kit, just as a little tip in, and I used a little tag there just to turn it. And then another busy week, as you can see, so again just planning my week out. And loved using these alphabet stickers that came in the planner add-on. They had like a wood grain background and they were really cool. So I went out to Doha that week. I was working out there, so busy week, as you can see. So this was just planning. Another planning week, so I was a little bit poorly that week. Payday, budget tracker kind of stuff. Things that I had to do for the weekends. And then this week I had the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then that was the last day in August, so September started, and I had these 2 sections spare. So I just used one of the tab stickers and I just cut it in half and started my September tasks, so a bit of forward planning, so things that I need to do in September, and some random ideas. So that hopefully just sort of keep me motivated, and obviously when I start writing in my September journal I can move this over. And then the pages that I had spare I used a bit like sketchbook type pages. Like I said, I went to Qatar this week. I'll just move that paper clip and you can see. Sorry, for 1 week in August I went over to Qatar, which I go regularly and it's a bit like a second home now. And when I got there this time there was a festival on, and in my room there was this Qatar Summer Festival brochure, and obviously it's Arabic on one side but the front cover was in English. You can see I've torn it off, but it was these pinks and yellows and greens which just matched the kit perfectly. So I ripped the front cover off and used that with the Qatar sort of logo as an extra little tip in. And then inside the brochure they had a map of Doha, which is where I was staying. So I just put an arrow to my hotel and just some little kind of photographs and things, but it was just from a leaflet that was in the room. And then the hotel as well had a leaflet about the hotel, which again, some information, I stole it and chopped it up. So I chopped pictures out. You can see they had a picture there of the bay, which I can see from my room. So I just chopped that and put that in there. So I just used whatever I could find really, just to add bits in. And then I just put a little photograph and an extra little tip in of something that my other half does, which is really sad and soppy. But when I go away, he gives me one of his old teddies to take with me. So I really like that. So I just put that in as a little tip in and just wrote a little bit of journaling about that underneath. I get quite homesick, I know it's sad and silly, but there we go. And then the middle page, again, just a bit of a scrapbook page. So I just put some pictures of us with our very naughty puppies and a face full of mud. And this, look at, who does this? We bought them new chew toys. They're like big solid plastic chew toys. But this pup, he's called Bailey, and he likes to wear it on his head, like a headband. So he puts it in his mouth and flips it up. He's not stuck, I promise he's not stuck. But he flips it up onto his head and then just runs around the house with this little headband on. So I had to take a picture of that and put that in. It's just ridiculous. He's Bailey, and then we've got a little white pup called Milo as well, who's the good, well-behaved one of the two. It's usually Bailey that's getting in trouble doing things. So I just put a little bit in there. And like I said, I travel quite a lot with work, so I just quite liked having home pictures to look at as well whilst I was away. So I loved that. And just the Right Now sticker, just a bit about what we look like and what we're up to this month. And then the middle spreads I used for planning. So this was my meal planner. So I had tea time on one side, lunches on the other, and then a little tip in that I used for my shopping list with a to buy list. So that worked really well this month. I'll carry that on, I think, next time. And then I had another blank page, so I did another Sketchbook E page. We went to the Lake District for the weekend. That one that I got that postcard tip in that I showed you before, this one. This is kind of the plan of what we did, and then this is just some photos, and we played crazy golf, so I put the ticket in there. I used one of those glassine bags that the die cuts came in, and just put like our score sheet in there, and I just stuck some photographs of us. And again, this was a leaflet that I picked up about the Lake District, and I just chopped off the picture off the front. And it had, on the leaflet, it had Keswick, which is where we stayed, in white letters, so I just cut them out and stuck them on the side with some washi tape. So I love this because it's kind of half planning, half memory keeping type of book. I think that's what I want to keep doing with it, really. So I love that. And then this section with my pinch bookmark I used as a Dear Diary section. So I did, I'll take that off for now, but I did every day just spend 5 minutes before I went to bed just writing a really short couple of sentences about what we did that day. So I did that on every one. There we go. You don't need to read all that, it's boring stuff. But that was kind of the Dear Diary section. So I just put that back on. And then, oh, so I'll show you this. So that was the last day for August the 31st. So again, I had this kind of half section free. So I just put some pictures of me and my work colleagues. We had a bit of a night out and went out for a meal together and took some nice photos with the girls. So I just put those in and just put Mather & Co, which is where I work, night out, 10th of August, and just some stickers. So I really like that, and a little tab. And then again, I had another spare page, so I just tipped in, you can barely see it, but that's the cloud, one of the papers that came with the kit, which had clouds on. So I cut that down a little bit, used one of the tabs for Doha, and again put some more pictures in from my trip to Doha. This was the leaflet for the hotel that I stayed in. So I cut the front off that so I can remember where I stayed, and that was a picture of my room and the map of where it is, and just some photos from my trip and the date. So again, just a little tip in, bit of memory keeping, the skyline, some photos and things. And then the very last page of August, I did a kind of highlights of the month, if you like, and just things that made me happy, really silly little things that probably didn't make it into the main journal, to be honest, but you know, I bought a new lamp that's in the shape of a unicorn, just really silly little things like that, and I absolutely love it. But I also use this as a sneaky way to use up, because I was determined to use my stickers, the alphabet stickers that I got in the planner add-on with the beautiful wood grain. I had some really random letters left at the end of it, like lots of U's and Q's. So I used this as the first letter for things that I love this month. And I cheated a bit. I think this was actually a J, and I used my white Uniqlo pen just to turn it into a U. I can tell when it's close up, but I don't think it really matters. So I just used that as the first letter. So it was just some of the highlights and little things that made me happy this month. So my unicorn lamp. I got one of my friends at work is starting an illustration company. She's super talented, so I got her to paint the dogs for me. So she sent me a picture of a kind of work in progress. So he's not finished yet, but Bailey, my other half at the fire station open day, playing around. And then I just carried that on this side. So just some of the things that we did that made me happy. And we got a new car, which was a Qashqai, so I got to use up some cues, which was quite good, but just things that made me happy. So some quiet days, visits from angels. This is, I don't know if everyone else thinks this, but my mum is adamant that when you find a white feather, it's somebody in heaven saying hello. So, and we've had a few years where we've lost quite a few members of family, and I found this big white feather stuck out of my jumper on one of the days I was having a bit of a tough day at work, so that was quite nice. Nice gestures, gel toes, I had a little gel manicure and pedicure, so it's just silly things like that that made me happy this month, but doesn't need a big page in my planner. Tea and cake and visiting new places, you know, it's just a way of using up my alphabet stickers, a way of capturing silly things that, you know, make me happy but don't need a full page, and it's just nice to look at. And used up a little tip in as well. And then the very last page got some more of those little things. This made me really happy, which is silly, but I got some little like sausage rolls type of thing for lunch one day, little veggie rolls, and that was the packaging. I don't know if you can see that, but that was on the inside. There's this gorgeous illustration of this sunflower, which just made my day. Obviously I haven't been that, it's in my planner at work, but it's just gorgeous. I'll try and remember to show you it on another video, but it's so pretty. So now I have to get that brand every day just because it's pretty. And then the last page, again, I carried on this kind of what made me happy. And this dashboard, this dashboard says, what would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? And I thought that was really fitting because this month I've obviously started my YouTube channel, and I'm really enjoying that. And I've also started an Instagram feed, which I've never done anything like this before. So I just thought I'd journal a little bit about you know, having the courage to attempt something new and how it's going, and just put some little kind of images on from there and journaled on the back there, and just some more things that made me happy. There's that cue for the Qashqai, see, I've got a new car. So there's just some little bits like that, and I used the acetate, the other one that came in the add-on kit, just on the background. So yeah, so that's my full completed Daisy Dori for the month. So as you can see, it's kind of half planning and meal planning and kind of daily tasks and to-dos, but there's a lot of memory keeping and highlights of the month and photos and things as well that I've tried to get in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's given you a few ideas. I absolutely loved working in this every day. It came everywhere with me, and I think my other half's fed up of looking at it because every time I do 5 minutes, I'm like, look at this that I've done, it's pretty. So I think he's fed up with it, but he does think it's pretty and he's happy. So yeah, I just hope that's given you a bit of inspiration, and I can't wait to carry on. I think I'm going to be completely obsessed with these for a while now. So yeah, I'll hopefully be setting up my September very soon and sharing that video with you. And I'd love to see what you've done as well. So please feel free to comment below and tag me in videos and share things. And yeah, thank you very much. It's been great chatting to you. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And I'd love it if you could subscribe as well. And other than that, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.